Hello coin collectors out there. Welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. Hopefully everyone out there is having a great day. In this video we're going to talk about the 1946 Roosevelt dime. Now you might be thinking that the 1946 Roosevelt dime is kind of an arbitrary year to make an entire dime video about, and it is until you try and look for a 1945 Roosevelt dime. The thing is, you're not going to find any 1945 Roosevelt dimes. That's because they were making mercury dimes in 1945, featured up top right here. So 1946 is the kickoff of the Roosevelt dime. Now these dimes do have some value to them because of their metal content. They are 90% silver, so the value of these will fluctuate with the silver prices, which we've talked about a lot recently on this channel. So these have a melt value of $1.14 just based on their silver content alone. However, the mintages of the Philadelphia Mint are extremely high. So unless you've got yours in a mint state 67 or better, a Philadelphia Mint Roosevelt dime won't really command that much of a premium. We're going to talk about that and some other great information in today's video. So let's move aside these mercury dimes right here. The mercury dime mintage for 1945 at the Philadelphia Mint was 159 million. Now that might seem like a lot to you until you start talking about the mintages for the Roosevelt dime. So the 1946 Philadelphia Mint Roosevelt dime was 255 million. Now it's important to know where to find that mint mark on the Roosevelt dime. So we flip it over. Now these ones do have the mint mark on the reverse. At one point in the United States, they mandated all the mint marks be moved to the front of the coin. But during this time in 1946, we still had them on the reverse. So if you look just to the left of the torch, you'll see that this 1946 has got a D mint mark on it. This one right here is absent any mint marks. So that's the key indicator, and keep that in mind when we talk about the different coins going forward for the rest of this video, because the primary focus is going to be on the 1946 Philadelphia Mint, which doesn't have a mint mark on it, just because the mintages on that coin are so high. As I said, 255 million from the Philadelphia Mint. There were only 61 million from the Denver Mint and 27 million from the San Francisco Mint. So this coin right here on the right is 3 times as common as this one right here, and this one right here would be 8 times as common as a 1946 San Francisco Mint. Some other stuff about the intro to the Roosevelt dime. So Roosevelt passed away in 1945. Then immediately after, a Virginia congressman called for the replacement of the mercury dime with one bearing Roosevelt's image. The dime was chosen to honor Roosevelt partly due to his efforts in the founding of the National Foundation of Infantile Paralysis, which was later renamed the March of Dimes. And what they had was a big campaign where you would mail in a dime, and that's how they did part of their fundraising. And that organization raised money for polio research and to aid victims of diseases and their families. So he did a lot of great stuff with that foundation, and it's great that we honor him here on the dime coin. So we've got 2 right here again from 1946. Now let's hop on over to the PCGS price guide, which we used to talk about a little bit more on this channel, but we've kind of gotten away from it. It's got a lot of great information on that price guide. And what we're looking at right now, to get to that price guide, just Google PCGS price guide Roosevelt dimes, and that should be the first or second link that comes up. But I've clicked on the 1946 Philadelphia Mint dime, and I'm looking at the prices. So they have the prices for all the different grades that they have graded. And I'm looking at a mint state 66 right now. And unfortunately, based on these recent auction results, they are not worth too much money. In June 2018, at a EB auction, one sold for $13. One also sold June 2018 at a DL auction for $11. Another one sold in June for $24. So these ones right here, 1946 mint state 66, are not going to be too valuable. PCGS has a price guide of $32, but based on recent auction results, you're going to get closer to $13 to $20. Now, once you get in the mint state 67, your coin's going to be a lot more rare, a lot more scarce, and a lot more valuable. So PCGS has a price guide for mint state 67 of $75 and a mint state 68 of $2,500. The hard part about the Mint State 68 is that they have only graded 3 of them. So they've graded just 3 Mint State 68 Roosevelt dimes for the year 1946 at the Philadelphia Mint. Compare that to what they've graded for the Mint State 66s, which I told you earlier aren't that valuable. They've graded 1,558 of those. Some other interesting info about the 1946 Philadelphia Roosevelt dime. The mintages, as I said, were very, very high. In fact, the only years that they're higher are 1962 Denver Mint, 1963 Denver Mint, 1964 Philadelphia, and 1964 Denver. So that ranks it number 5 in the top 5 mintages of Roosevelt dimes. Maybe I'll make a video about that later. That'd be kind of an interesting thing. So 1964 Philadelphia Mint falls behind the 1946 Philadelphia Mint, ranks 5th as far as mintages. So these are the 5th most common Roosevelt dime coins that you will find. I believe that's just for the silver population, because after they removed the silver out of these, the mintages did drastically jump up much higher. All right, that's kind of all the info I've got for today. Just kind of a basic video about the 1946 Roosevelt dime. If you're into coin collecting, into coin roll searching, coin roll hunting, you probably come across some 1946 Roosevelt dimes. If you haven't done so already, keep it up and you certainly will. These are some very common coins and a nice coin to build your kind of set registry with. A early addition to it generally. And if you get anything earlier than 1946, you might get one of these Mercury dimes that are featured here on the bottom. I've got plenty of other videos about Mercury dimes if that interests you. All right, everyone, thank you very much, and best of luck coin collecting out there, everyone. Enjoy!